today I will teach you the lesson how to multiply decimal. So let's start with the warm-up. So I have two categories. The first one is division problem and the second one is multiplication problem. So whatever problem I have in here, I need to decide which one is division and which one is multiplication. So let's start. 16 divided by 4. This is division problem. Negative 3 times negative 2. This is multiplication problem. 4 times negative 5. Multiplication problem. Negative 8 divided negative 2, which is division problem. Negative 10 divided by 5, division problem. Negative 18 divided negative 3, division problem. Negative 8 multiplied by negative 1, multiplication problem. And negative 6 multiplied by 5, multiplication problem. So the next one, from last lesson, I know 4 times negative 5, the answer will be negative 20. Negative 3 times negative 2, the answer will be 6. Negative 6 times 5, the answer will be negative 30. And negative 8 times negative 1, the answer will be positive 8. 16 divided by 4, the answer will be 4. 18 divided negative 3, the answer will be negative 6. Negative 8 divided negative 2, the answer will be positive 4. And negative 10 divided by 5, the answer will be negative 2. So now, the next problem I have is 123 multiplied by 45. So from 6th grade, you learn how to set it up, right? So 123 multiplied by 45. So first we need to take 5 multiplied by 3. We have 15. We write 5. We carry over 1. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. So we write 1. We carry 1 over. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. So I'm done with the first number. So I will erase those carry over numbers. Okay, so let's continue. 4 times 3 is 12. So I need to write 2, line up with the 4. And I write 2, I remember 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. So I'm missing the placeholder right here. So I need to put the extra 0. So now let's add them together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. 6 plus 9 is 15. I write 5. I carry 1 over. And 1 plus 4 is 5. So 123 multiplied by 45 equals 5,535. So now, how can we do differently if we have 1.23 multiplied by 4.5? The other way to say is 1 and 23 hundredths multiplied by 4 and 5 tenths. How can we deal with that? So obviously we need to set up the problem almost the same like last time. Okay, the only difference is we have decimal. So let's ignore those decimal for the second. Let's do almost the same thing. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Right, 1 carry 1 over. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Now we're done with the first number. We move on to the second one. 4 times 3 is 12. We write 2. Remember 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. And we put the extra 0 here. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. 6 plus 9 is 15. And 1 plus 4 is 5. So now, let's count how many decimal do we have for the first number. So we have 1 and we have 2. So I will write the note for myself. I have 2 decimal number for the first number. So now let's count how many decimal do I have for the second number. I have 1 for the second number. So I do some math in here. 2 plus 1, I have 3. So I have 3 decimal in total. Okay, so now I need 3 decimal on my answer. So let's start to move the dot. So we start here. 1, 2, 3. So I move 3 times. So 1 and 23 hundredths multiplied by 4 and 5 tenths equal 5 and 535 thousandths. Okay, the next problem we have is positive 1 and 2 tenths multiplied by negative 7 tenths. So positive times negative, the answer will be a negative answer. So now let's set it up. 1.2 multiplied by 0.7. 7 times 2 is 14. We write 4, we remember 1. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. So we're done with the first one. So let's erase the carryover number. So 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. We put 0 on the placeholder. And then we add them up. Okay, so now let's count how many decimal do I have for the first one. I have 1 decimal for the first one. How many decimal do I have for the second number? I have 1 for the second number. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So I have 2 decimal number. So now let's move the decimal. I start here. I move 1 time, 2 times. So my final answer is going to be negative 0.84. Okay, next problem. Negative 3.6 multiplied by negative 0.25. So let's do it. I will put the number that has more digits on top and the numbers that has less digits on the bottom. So negative times negative, the answer will be a positive answer. Okay, so now I will put the number that has more digits, 0.25 on top, and I put the number that has less digits, 3.6 on the bottom. Remember, when you multiply decimal, you don't have to line up the number, okay? So 6 times 5 is 30. I write 0. I carry 3 over. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 3 is 15. So I write 5. I put 1 over. 6 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So I'm done with the first number. So let's erase those carry over number. So now 3 times 5 is 15. I write 5. I carry 1 over. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 times 0 is 0. So I will put the extra 0 on here. So now let's add them. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry 1 over. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 7 is 9. And I drop down the extra 0. So now let's count how many decimal do I have for the first number. I have 1, 2. So I write the note for myself. I have 2. I have 1 decimal for the second number. So let's add them together. So I need total 3 decimal for my answer. So let's start to count. 1, 2, and 3. So my final answer is going to be 0.9. I don't have to write those trailing 0. Okay, so I can just write 0.9 instead of 0.900. So the next problem I have is negative 2.5 times negative 1.6. So negative times negative, the answer will be a positive answer. So 2.5 times 1.6. 6 times 5 is 30. I write 0. I carry 3 over. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 3 is 15. I'm done with the first number, so I erase that. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. I put the extra 0 on the placeholder. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. Put 1 on top. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 2 is 4. Okay, so let's count how many decimals do I have for the first one. 1. The second number, I have 1 decimal. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So my final answer needs to have 2 decimal answer. So let's move the decimal 1 time and 2 times. So my final answer will be 4 positive.